Good day, and welcome to Drew's Book Reviews. Today, we get to talk about Book 7 in the Expanse, Persepolis Rising by James S.A. Corey. If you want to know my thoughts on this book, stay tuned. That is coming right up here on Drew's Book Reviews. Alright, so just before we get into Persepolis Rising here on Drew's Book Reviews, make sure that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join me down on my Discord, I'll have that link below. You could also join me on my Bookstagram. This channel is all about science fiction, fantasy, non-fiction, and everything relating to books and bookish content, including TV shows and movies based around books. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like that kind of content, and join me over on my Discord. I'd love to have that conversation with you. So let's talk about Persepolis Rising, Book 7 of James S.A. Corey's fantastic, amazingly well-written Expanse series. I am loving this series of books. I mean, if you've been following my reviews on the Expanse and all the previous books, you know I'm loving this series. So just a heads up, this is the 7th book in the series, so if you haven't read any of the Expanse, I'm not promising to keep it spoiler-free for books prior to Persepolis Rising, so you've been warned. Proceed at your own risk. Alright, so let's talk about Persepolis Rising. As we know from the previous books, the Free Navy has been defeated. A whole new organization in the Sol System has been set up and established into a new era of humanity as we spread through the galaxy, through the Ringgate system to the 1300 worlds that exist beyond the Ringgate, which is still of alien origin, which we still don't know much about. Nobody really understands where this came from, what it's about, how it got there, or even the technology behind this whole Ringgate system. But essentially this takes place in the world created, or the governmental system created after the events of the whole Free Navy and Marco and Narrows being defeated and all that kind of stuff. The Belters now have control of the Ringgate. They are the administrators of that. They control all the traffic and commerce between the worlds, the 1300 systems, through this Ringgate, which really puts the Belters in a very powerful position that they weren't ever in before, because they've got full control over all that. And then there's the Earth-Mars Coalition, or the EMC, for the inner planets that we have established as well. So Drummer, who is basically the president of this coalition, and she is in charge of Medina Station, which manages all the traffic through the Ringgates going through the different worlds. So she's in a position of pretty high authority and power within the whole Sol System, as we have established here. Now, what's interesting about this book is it's a whole new story, really. It's almost like an entirely new series. This actually takes place 30 years after the events of the previous book, where everything has been well established. It's been running smoothly for the past 3 decades. So of course we still have our characters from our Rocinante crew as well. Of course we've got Amos and Naomi, Captain Holden, Alex, we got Babs in there as well, or Bobby Draper as she's also known as. We got the whole Clarissa's part of that crew now and all this good stuff. So this takes place 30 years after the events of the last book. So it's almost like a whole new series, but with the same characters. But now it's like there are older characters. And we have Holden and Naomi, who at this point and stage in their life, they just want to retire and move on. But I mean, it wouldn't be much of a story if it was just them retiring. Everyone went on their merry way, right? That just wouldn't work. So what we have here is one of the colony worlds, Laconia. If we remember from the previous book, there was this breakaway faction of the Mars military that kind of broke away and rebelled against Martian military. They formed their own armada and flew through the Ringgates. They settled their own world, Laconia. And one of the members of this military and this new power that has emerged, Captain Singh, or Commander Singh, or General Singh. Anyway, his name is Singh. That's the point. He has been sent through the Ringgates to Medina Station to conquer the Sol System, essentially. He's put in charge of Medina Station by the Laconian military and power and government in an effort to subdue Medina Station, take control of it, and basically dominate the Sol System. Their ultimate plans, for Laconia's ultimate plans, are to have complete and total control in a galactic empire over the 1300 worlds and systems that have been discovered and are being colonized. So he is sent to Medina Station, but he's sent there with this new technology and these new ships that seem essentially like they are undefeatable. They cannot be defeated. They're too powerful, they're too strong, the technology is too advanced. But things just are not going all that well for Singh. Now, what's really interesting with this book is normally you would think that the Conqueror would be the bad guy. Now, let's be clear, I don't think he's the good guy, but the way the story's presented and written, I thought it was done so well, talking about Singh, showing the world through his perspective, and that I really kind of felt bad for the situation he's put in. He's just trying to survive. He's just trying to do what he feels is right based on his upbringing, his indoctrination, what he's been taught. Like, this is 30 years in the future. He was basically raised under Laconian governmental system, so he's been taught the Laconian mindset from day one, as from childhood to adulthood. And so he's there, he's trying to take control of this, and he's dealing with people that, of course, are fighting against this imperial march of power to take control and dominate them and basically invade and control the citizens of the Sol system. So he is trying to manage this situation as best he can so that his wife and family and daughter can come and join him on Medina Station. But of course, what he refers to as the terrorists are winning. They're wreaking havoc with the security, they're causing problems for him, they're fighting back hard, and he just seems to be losing on every end of the battle. And the way his character is written is just done so well that I actually feel bad for Singh. I could have some empathy for his situation, because you're just like, man, he's not really deserving any of this. Like, he's nothing more than a tool of it, and I just feel so bad for him. And the way that his character is written, I thought that was just so well done. Not that, I'm necessarily cheering for his side, but I can empathize with the struggle and frustration that's going on in his mind. What he's like, I don't want to come here to kill people. I don't want to hurt them. But he's driven to take extreme actions against the people on the station, trying to survive himself while accomplishing what he was sent there to do. And I just love the way that plays out in this book, and I really like the perspective they drew from that side of the equation. Of course, we're still cheering for the Rocinante team's side of the whole conflict, of course, but overall, I just thought it was really, really well done. I really liked how it set this up for further expansion within the series. I'm really looking forward to see what happens in the next book, Book 8, with this series, because this is Tiananmen's Wrath coming up next. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the next book in this series plays out, because it's just so well set up. Easily, I gave this book a 5-star review on Goodreads because it's just so good. I love every aspect of it. I love the characters. I love how Naomi and Holden they want to retire, but they can't. They're continually being drawn into this. We got additional conflict brewing between, Captain Draper, who, spoiler alert, I guess, Captain Draper and Amos, and just everything that's going on within this is just done so well. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to see how it plays out. I love the way that it ended. I love the way how the book ended, knowing that there's more to come. The way this book winded down at the end and kind of basically gave us a reset, but we know there's more to go. I love the way that it did that. And just every book in this series has just been so good from start to finish. I'm loving it. I would highly recommend this to anybody who loves sci-fi in general. So good, so good. So those are my thoughts on Persepolis Rising. Absolutely love it. I can't wait to read Tiananmen's Wrath. Stay tuned for that review, because I'm going to be putting up a review on that as well. But those are my thoughts on Persepolis Rising by James S.A. Corey. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this sci-fi, fantasy, nonfiction content. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Drew's Book Reviews. And until then, keep on reading. Bye!